personal domestic electronic device, which is called DEROFES. This is the DEROFES appliance. This is an appliance for personal testing. It is not a medical appliance. It's just like we are having a thermometer at home or a blood pressure meter, and we can test ourselves, our organism, about many things which we are going to see very soon with you. So, excuse me, we have a small difficulty. Okay, I'm sorry for that. We have to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, let us start now. So, this is DEROFES. It's a programmable device for assessing the functional status of the organism. The first diagnostic appliance, DEROFES, was manufactured in 1995, and it was a very big device. You couldn't even carry it. And so, let us see the DEROFES method. It's over 20 years of experience, and it also applies to the war industry and space exploration. So it is used by the astronauts and the cosmonauts. It has won the Rudolf Virchow Medal. It also won the badge of M.J. Pirogov for the preparation of innovative methods of screening and application in the health system. And it has also won a medal of S.P. Korolev for the offer in the space science. So, these are many years of experience, and it is also recognized as an implementation method by Dr. R. Korniukin, the inventor of the apparatus, who is a biologist, a mathematician, and a psychologist as well. Let us see exactly what does DEROFES examine. DEROFES examines 4 states of health. The first one is the general state of health. We are going to see that thoroughly in a while. And then it examines the biological and the state of energy of our organs and systems in our organism. And then it examines the psycho-emotional state of a person. So, as you can see, it examines how our immune system works, and then it examines 3 parts of our spine: the cervical, which is behind our neck, the thoracic, and the lumbar spine. Because all of our meridians are crossed in these spots. It also examines heart and blood vessels, how our heart works, in which condition it is. The other thing that it examines, the other organ, are the lungs and bronchus. The next one is the liver, our liver. In which condition our liver works biologically, and what is the level of the energy resources that these organs have. After that, it's the stomach, and then the pancreas, and then the colon, a very important organ of our organism, and then the thyroid gland, after that the kidneys, and then the adrenals, and then the urinary bladder. It also examines the prostate for men, and it examines the womb for the women. How does the Rophus work? The Rophus captures information from a biological hotspot which is called MC7. This is the most active biological spot in our whole organism, and this exists, it's located on the wrist of our left hand, as you can see in the picture. You can put the device in this biological spot. It's right here. As we put our hands like this is the spot, MC7. So we have a metal spot in the Rophus, which is adjusts to this point of our left hand, which is an acupuncture point actually, and it was found by Dr. Reinhard Volk. So what we do is that when we put the Rophus on this spot, this is actually referring, this addresses to the meridian of the heart. And if this test is correctly taken, this test is very successful, up to 85% success. So the thing is that we shouldn't wear metallic rings or bracelets or our watches or any metal objects, and we shouldn't carry any other appliances on us while we are having this test. This is a universal patent. Beta Ace Holding Company is the only company which has this appliance, and there is no other product like this that can be compared to this product. So we can actually watch the root of our health through the Rophus while we are on some other treatment. We can test our organism and find out how our organs work and how effective this treatment we are having is. So the most accurate testing is in the morning after we go to the bathroom, to the toilet. We do this test for 5 days in a row, and we can have a very accurate and clear result of this testing. So let's go on and see what does the Rophus mean. It means immediate results after 3 minutes only. It's very simple in use. It has significant results. It is for the whole family, for every member of our family. It's a world innovation, as I said, and there is no corresponding product. The Rophus test can be done under any circumstances. That means that if you go up to the top of a mountain, you can still check out and see how your whole organism is working, in which condition are the organs in your body, and what your resources are. So, what we do is that while having the office for the whole family, of course, we can have our tablet. You can have your own tablet. You can also have your Android phone, because this is compatible with Android 4.2, or you can also connect it to your laptop. It works with PC Windows XP 7, Windows Vista, and Windows 8. So what we do is that we have our appliance and we connect to the internet, and then we can download an application which is called the Office. So we install that in our tablet, or we install that in our Android telephone, and we can have results everywhere. We can do the testing to every person and have amazing results. So we connect the device, and then after 3 minutes we can see the functional status of our organization. You can see a number in the circle. For example, in this picture, the number is 5 and it's green. So we have numbers to check out the results. The numbers start from 1 up to 5. 5 is the excellent state of the whole organism. That means we are in an excellent condition. And this is the general status, the one that is pointed into the circle. So we have a 5 and it's green here in the picture. But we start from 1. 1 means that the status, the state of our health is poor. It's not very good. It's poor. Number 2, which is orange, means that our condition is very low, we would say. 3 is a medium situation, and 4 is a good situation, and 5 is an excellent state of the organism. So, as you can see on the left, we check out the biological state of the organs, as I explained already. We start with the immune system, and then it checks every organ of our body. And the second column checks out what the energy level and our resources is. That means that when an organ has power, has energy, let's say that the battery of this organ is full, just like our cell phones, our mobile phones. If it's not full and it's medium, this is shown by the indication of number 3. If it is 2 or 1, that means that the indication of the battery of this certain organ is not good, is very low, and it needs to be recharged. So, after we check the status of our organism, this appliance, this machine, checks out our psychological and sentimental state of ours. The first indication is for our sentimental situation. If we are stressed, if we are relaxed. The second one shows if we are calm, if we are angry or frustrated. And the other one shows the general state of our sentimental situation. So, let's go on with this. It's an express test developers, and after having these results, we can actually connect the apparatus that is called the Vita Rhythm to the results we have found with the test developers. If we see a person that is over 30 years old, then we would suggest that this person, if he has, let's say, a low indication for some kind of an organ, we can suggest that he uses our apparatus, which is called the Vita Rhythm. The Vita Rhythm is a bioresonance appliance which has 30 already installed programs, and we can use these programs, as you will see in a while. We can use these programs to improve the state of the organs shown in this picture. I'm going to explain everything, but first of all, let us see the 30 programs of the Vita Rhythm. I would like to explain a few things about this appliance. It's a very important, a very effective appliance for the harmonization and resettlement of natural electromagnetic radiation of biosystems of the nature. That means that if some organs in our body do not actually function in a very proper way, we can, let's say, reset them via frequencies. So, for example, number one is called active protection. This is a program which actually refers to our immune system. While we are using this program, active protection, we can make our immune system work in a better way. We can have something like a shield that is protecting us from the environmental influences, from viruses, from negative energy, and we can have a really strong immune system. And let us see number three, which is combined to the Birofes appliance, which is called circulation. This is the blood circulation in our body. If we see some, let's say, heart problems, that means we are having a very low energy in the indication that shows that our heart, let's say, is at a rate which is 2 or 1, we can have this certain program, circulation, and run this program for some minutes, let's say for 40 minutes, until we finish it. And after that, we can have test the office to check how our heart works once again. So the result is really very impressive. And then, let's say, if we have a problem with our, let's say, our intestinal or our stomach, we can have the program which is called digestion and run this program, and after that do the test again. We have amazing results. Or if we just find an indication which is very low for our spine, let's say that we have a problem in the back or in our waist, and it is shown very clearly in the DeRoffice appliance, we can have the program which is called back fatigue and run this program, and after that we can see that if we do the test DeRoffice again, let's say if the indication was 2, it becomes 3 or 4. So it actually restaurates the organ immediately, we would say. Or if we see that we have, let's say, very low indication for our kidneys, we can have the program which is called Net Kidneys and reprogram our kidneys again. So we're having the test, DeRoffice, which is actually for only 1 minute for the second time, and then see that the indication changes to a better one. Or let's say if we want to improve the situation, the level of our lungs, we can have the program which is called Clean Lungs. Run the program, and after that do the DeRoffice test and find out that our lungs really improved. So let us go back and see what happened when some people used the Vita Rhythm. One forward, yes. Here we have a female who is 30 years old. So in the first column, you can see, sorry, in the second one, you can see in the what kind of state she was when she did the DeRoffice test. And you can also see the time. Sorry, it's the first column on the left. It's the first column on the left. So you can see that she did the DeRoffice test at 4:34, and after that she did it once again after having, let's say, her treatment. She did the test 1 hour later. So as you can see, her immune system, the indication was 4. This is the first one. It was 4. So after having the active protection with the Vita Rhythm, it became 5. And then, yes, we can see that her kidneys were at the indication of 3, this is yellow. So after having the treatment with the Vitaridin, it became 4. It got green. And also, you can see that her spine was in the indication of 3, of 2, sorry, and it became 4. And also, her lungs were 3, and they became 4 after the treatment. And her kidney, it was 3, it was yellow. It became 5 after the treatment. And her stomach, it was 3, and the indication went 4. And also her intestinal system. No, this is her pancreas. Yeah, this is the pancreas. It was 3 and it became 5. And her thyroid, it was 2. It was really low. So after having the treatment with the Vitaridin, it became 4. And also this happened with her kidneys, her adrenals, and her bladder. From 3 it became 4, all of them. So it's really amazing having this test. The results are amazing. And I didn't mention the psychological state. It was 3 and it became 4 after an hour. The other things remained the same. It was 5 and 4. So let us see together some factors that influence our health. Of course, having a poor health and not very good state of health, that means that we don't treat ourselves right. A very important thing that really affects our health is poor nutrition. That means that if we have all kind of, let's say, fast food or junk food, as it's called, like having burgers every day, not having enough vegetables or fruits, means that we have a lack of vitamins, a lack of metals, a lack of very important things which contribute to having a really good state of health. And also that means that if we don't sleep well, if we have an unsettled lifestyle, that means we don't have certain times to eat proper food, or we don't sleep very well at night, we don't sleep enough hours, this has an instant effect on our health. Maybe we can't see that for a few years, but after some time, when it all comes up, we have come out to find out that we really have problems with the organs of our body. And because the organs of our body are connected to each other, that means that if we have a problem with our intestinal, we have a lot of other problems, which means that we can have problems with, let's say, allergies, we have problems with digestion, we have problems with our lungs, and we can have problems with our pancreas, and then a lot of other bad situations are shown up. And of course, the modern human being is affected by the environmental contamination. That means that people who live in big cities and inhale all the fuels of the cars and all this pollution of the atmosphere, this affects the general state of our health. And this means that maybe we can have problems with asthma or have nasal problems. We can't breathe properly. And of course, we are affected by the pathogenic viruses, the bacteria, the fungi, and all these enemies that come into our body by not very well washed vegetables, let's say, or if, or if we have and when we come to contact with people who maybe carry a virus, if our immune system is not very strong, we can, of course, be contaminated by these viruses, and then problems really start. That means that if you have fungi on the skin, you have a kind of eczema or skin problems, which really is very difficult to cope with, and it's really very difficult to cure this situation. So uh, we can we can test where these pathogenic viruses and bacteria and fungi are, what kind of problems and to which organs have caused these problems. We can find out all these things very easily by using the Deroffes test. And I would like to tell you a few things at this point about two people who really were the inventors of the bioresonance appliances. The first one, Dr. Royal Raymond Wright. He really he was a great person. He spent over 2 decades in persistent research, and he discovered a remarkably simple electronic method of treatment by a microscope that he invented. And he really could see every organism through this microscope because he could see it by light. So he could detect the frequency that all these viruses and bacteria have, and by giving this frequency back, he was able to destroy these viruses, and really he cured many patients back in 1936 in the US, and he was really the first person to invent this microscope and the frequencies, and be the father, let's say, of the bioresonance. So, according to his frequencies, the Detailus Holding Company was able to produce the DeVita Rhythm appliance, and it was all based on his inventions. And the other person I would like to introduce is Dr. Reinhard Holl. He was German, and since 1953 he was preparing diagnostic methods, and he was the first actually to invent some kind of appliances based on the use of the electric effect on the traditional Chinese acupuncture points. So, together with the mechanical Fritz Werner, he created the first device for these examinations. So really he was, let's say, another father of these appliances. So let us see. This is the Vita Rhythm, as we said. We have some other appliance that I would like to talk to you about. This is called Mini Energy. This is a very important appliance of the Vita of Data Elis Holding, and this is very simple to use. You just press the button up here to open it, and then you run a program which is for only 9.5 minutes, and starts by pressing OK, the indication OK right here. So, by doing this, you can see a red heart, this light right here. That means that this machine works. You can wear it right here. You can wear it around your neck. And this appliance gives you the energy to the cells that is needed if you feel weak or some of your organs are very low in the energy. I told you it's like the battery of a cell phone. So if you see that, let's say, your heart is very low as an energy, is at the point 2, you can use the mini energy for 9.5 minutes after having breakfast in the morning, or you can also use it after having lunch at midday, let's say at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock p.m. You can have it for a second time, and this appliance recharges the cells in our organism with energy. So you can have some amazing results, and do the test there offers once again, and you will be surprised, because the indication of the heart, if it was 2, it will become 4 or 5. We have a very serious incident. The owners of the Data Holding Company, with a crew, they were traveling to Kyrgyzstan. And on the airplane, there was a young man who was 38 years old, 37 if I remember well. And that person, he had something like a heart attack. He was not feeling well, he couldn't breathe. And then the owners of the Data Elis Holding Company asked if we could help. And there were 2 or 3 doctors upon that person trying to find out what is going on and rescue him. And then the owners, Mrs. Tatiana Kanaplyova and Mr. Roman Novikov, they had this person do the Deroffers test, and they found out that his heart was not working properly. The indication was 1. That means he was very close to having a heart attack. So they had the Deroffers test, and after that they put the mini energy appliance on this young man, and they ran this simple program twice, 2 times. So the total was 20 minutes. And then they had the test de Rothes again. They put it in his hand like this, and the indication was 5. This is amazing. They actually saved his life. And the pilot and the air hostesses on the airplane, they had called the ambulance. And the ambulance was waiting to take him to the hospital. But this young person refused, and he said, no, I'm feeling great. I have to go home and get my health restored. This is a true example that happened on this airplane. We have the evidence, and you can ask us to send you this evidence. And this all happened by using the de Rothes test, very simple in use, very quick, only 3 minutes, and you can have a precise test of what is happening in your organism. After that, you can use the mini energy, this appliance, which is very simple, very useful. Everybody can use it, but if you want to have very impressive results after using the de Rothes test, we would prefer you to have some programs of the Vita Rhythm if the person is over 40 years old and if the person is overweight. We would prefer you to have a treatment, let's say, with the Vita Rhythm instead of having a, not treatment, instead of using the mini energy. Because mini energy gives and charges the organs in our body in a very certain way, but it takes some time for the organs to be reprogrammed again, and this doesn't show instantly while you are using the de Rothes test. So it's preferable to use the Vita Rhythm instead of using the mini energy. I will repeat that. If the person is over 40 years old and if the person is overweight, for example, if you see a person who is overweight and he is, let's say, 30 years old, I would prefer you to use the Vita Rhythm instead of using the mini energy. And after 20 minutes, de Rothes is programmed to have the test again, not before than that. That means that if you use mini energy for, let's say, 10 minutes, you have to wait 10 more minutes to have the de Rothes test again, not earlier than that, because the appliance won't permit you have the test again. So, really, with having the de Rothes test, we can actually check out the state of health in our organism. We can check out the state of the organs in our whole family, our children, our grandparents, our friends, and then use these amazing appliances, the Vita Rhythm and mini energy as well, and have amazing results in our health in the alternative way, We don't necessarily have to use drugs or chemo products, or we don't have to use anything that could have side effects. So I can absolutely suggest that by using the Deropes test at your house, at your comfort, and by showing that to the other person, you will be surprised how easy it is not only to find how your organs in your body work, but also you can suggest a very simple way to reprogram your programs and actually achieve a very good state of health by using the DeVita Rhythm appliance, which is really amazing, and we have been using it for many, many years because this is not a new appliance. Actually, it is the most ancient, let's say, appliance of Data Alice Holding Company. The history of this appliance goes back to 20 years ago. So it has been really used. It is clinically proven and clinically tested. There are over than 150 clinical tests, and this appliance will be in every house the next few years because it's a very high-tech, let's say, technology. It's many years ahead of our century, I would say. So we are looking forward to getting these appliances and this technology to Europe and all over the world, actually, because this technology is a world innovation. Nobody else can have it except for you, except for us, as being clients and partners of the company. And of course, we want you to get used to using these appliances in a very simple way, because these appliances are addressed to domestic use and not to scientific or medical use. These appliances have all certificates that are needed for Europe, for example, the CE, and they have the SGS certificate, which addresses to the quality, and of course the TIF certificate, which addresses to the not only to the quality but to the correct uh, to the correct use of this machine and how it applies to the whole body. And this is the software which is called DEINFO. So by using this stick, it's a USB stick actually, which is called DEINFO, you can have all the frequencies that you need actually to reprogram the DeVita Rhythm as many times as you wish. That means that if you want to have a program, let's say for sleeplessness, you don't have any sleep at night, or maybe you want to have a very good memory, you want to remember things, you want to learn some new languages, you want to stimulate the brain, your brain actually, and the brain function, you can reprogram the Vita rhythm